ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
Okay. They say as they said on Saturday at Churchill Downs, where the mutter was a muddy track, so there was the mutter. You usually have horses that run better on a wet track. They do better when it was all muddy at Churchill Downs. So Abbott and Costello apparently were there, and they reprised their joke about the mutter eating his fodder. Oh, welcome to Basil BuddhaCat Presents. It's Friday at 10 o'clock, and we are on the air. Thank you for joining us, and Basil squared up a little bit there, and Basil, where's the microphone on your ear? It's not there. Basil said, hey dork, look to your left. Okay. Are congratulations in order? Basil. Little Jeffrey's a bit shy, so Basil's going to speak for him. Basil said, Little Jeffrey Peterson got engaged, and they didn't have rings, so that's beautiful. Very nice. I'll hold it up and show everybody. Little Jeffrey Peterson's engaged. And who's the lucky other skeleton? Okay. So we've been trying to figure out, Basil and I watched Watergate pretty much non-stop back in 1973. We watched the hearings and we watched all that, and we're trying to, we're trying to know whether we should draw parallels or not draw parallels. You've got Richard Burr of North Carolina heading the Senate investigation, and the guy that held that particular seat in North Carolina back in 1973 was a fellow by the name of Sam Ervin, who led the Watergate investigation in the Senate. And yada yada, same seat, different guy, and we'll see what we got with that. There's really, Basil said, watch out. Said, we all better watch out, because Trump's got his 12 cats, which, as you recall from when they've called in on the show, all 12 of his cats are named Whitey. He says Trump's got him marauding the countryside. And he knows that because Richard Burr's cat has been communicating with Basil via cat telepathy, and letting Basil know that he's gotten some threats from Whitey, and most of all from Whitey. And so what, never mind Burrow, what about James Comey? Basil said, egads. Said Comey's cat, whose name is Everybody Hates My Master, or Everybody Hates My Person. That's a long name. Basil adds, never mind the first part of his name. The last part of James Comey's cat's name is everybody hates me, Democrats, Republicans, they've all been out to get me, but here's the thing. This is part of his name? Basil said, shut up, dork, and let me continue. There's more to his last name. Said his last name continues that everybody's hates me, has been out to get me at one time or another, Democrats, Republicans. The Democrats were angry at me over the Clinton thing, and Trump loved me. But now apparently, when Comey turns around and continues his Russian investigation and looks for more rubles, so to speak, to continue the investigation, now Trump hates me all of a sudden, and Trump hates my person and fired him. That's not the name he was born with. Basil said, yeah, it was. It wasn't. It was the name that Jeff Comey's cat was. I'm not even gonna. How do you, if we have to put the graphic up to show the name of Jeff Comey's cat as a call-in, it'll cover the entire screen. We'll have to put it in 2-point type to fit it on there. Okay, so what we got planned to do today is we're gonna call the number of. See, Trump's got this call-in service, this hotline, where you can call in and report alien activity. And let's see. Hold on. Well, I'm going to put it up on the screen because we're calling it right now. I've got it on speed dial. So we're going to call because apparently a lot of folks have been calling this tip line for Trump's folks on aliens. And apparently a lot of people have been mistaken and have called up and given them tips about, extraterrestrials. And some of them even called up actually to turn in cats, because apparently a lot of people believe cats are actually, you know the story. Basil's mentioned it many a time about how cats really are aliens. And at least, are you an alien? Did you come here from outer space? Basil said, said no, but my about 3,000 generations back, a Basil came here and immediately started mating with lions. Are they the lions that we found these on the veldt from? Are those lions? Because Basil, the story about Basil, with his army were in the veldt, on the veldt in Africa, the flat plains, and Basil starts finding these things and starts flinging them in our direction, and they fly through the air, they hit the Atlantic Ocean, and skip. One last skip, 635 feet above sea level, and they land in our front yard here in Bethel, Connecticut. And he's good enough that he got actually 100 of these to land on our front lawn. And thankfully we got back just in time, because apparently it was scheduled to rain over the next couple of days from when we returned. And if that had been the case, then we would have been handing out these with a lot of mushrooms attached to them. Probably psilocybin, I imagine. But, so got the number up on the screen. And, kids, you could feel free to call this number, because, if you, but just don't turn in Basil, because Basil's a naturalized citizen. He was born here. It's got nothing to do with what happened thousands of generations ago in Egypt, or hundreds of generations ago in Egypt. So Basil says, no, well, I'll let him speak for himself. Okay, go ahead. He said, go fork yourself. You can turn me in. I can take care of myself against that low-life Trump and his cadre of jack-offs. Okay, so we're calling the number, okay? Okay. You notice we're calling it on the on a real phone, amazingly enough, okay? Okay. Hello? Oh, hi. Hi, is this the tip line for aliens? He said to me, the guy at the other end seems a bit angry. He said to me, look, if you're one of those nuts that are calling in and talking about aliens, or especially talking about cat aliens, then look, just don't bother us. If we get too many of those calls, we've gotten 25,000 calls so far, and 24,999 of them have been about aliens from outer space. Okay, well, he hung up. That's odd. Hello? Who's this? Hello?
Hello?
I got a bad connection. You have to speak up a little bit. Or at least please speak louder from the next room. Yeah, go ahead. Well, I'm telling you right now that it's a number I just called. Oh, then it blanked out. It just flat out blanked out. I mean, the numbers, call ended. Uh-oh. This, we're not frightened. Basil's not frightened. I might be a little frightened that apparently we got to call back. For those of you that have really good quality of your picture.
You asshole!
Okay, nobody's going to see that. Well, apparently it was an NSA agent that amazingly enough has the name Kristen, and it's amazing. And for some reason, that NSA agent apparently answers the phone naked from about here on up. So.
Not in that picture.
Oh, the one I got on my screen, you better believe it. Oh, okay, hey, wait a second now.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It only shows, part of it shows up on my screen.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so you're safe.
Okay.
Trust me, you're safe. They can't see it anyway. I mean, nobody's going to blow up the picture. Well, they might, but they ain't going to see much. So, anyway, I have
on my Twitter page, and you'll see the whole thing.
Okay, so I have it online. It must be something. So what's going on here?
You reported seeing a alien?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Well,
We need it.
well,
Give it to me.
No, I'm not turning in my cat. And besides, if you come get my cat's gonna slide out.
Oh,
That's not the alien I was talking about.
It's gonna. Oh, okay. You mean like somebody from another country?
What do you mean?
What? Oh, next you're gonna say, what do you mean, alien? And those of you, apparently this.
What do you mean? Alien.
Apparently this NSA agent or agent of Trump has seen the movie Paul, and we talked about Paul in another show or 2 or 3 or 4 or 20, and you have to watch that movie. That's got another Kristen in it, by the way. That's got Kristen Wiig in it, but that's a different spelling for Kristen, I believe. So doesn't count. So what's Will you actually let us report somebody, an alien?
Report away. I got my fingers on the typewriter and everything.
Okay. So we're gonna report about an alien who came to Earth about 5,000 years ago, and the reason why I say that is because that alien is 5.3 magnitude, Kodiak Station, Alaska. You're not calling me from Kodiak Station, Alaska, are you?
No.
Okay. So at any rate, so Basil has an ancestor, and we know that Basil's a dreamer, in a true sense, not just in the sense that the Dreamer program was created to allow kids to stay here and go to college and et cetera, and but Basil's concerned about being in trouble because he's a naturalized citizen, but he's, you know what? I take it back. He says he's winking. He's twitching whiskers on both sides of his face. His peacock feather is waving around all over the place. His iridescent one. His underlayment peacock feather is just about jumping out and popping up and popping off. So he says, forget it. He's not even concerned about it. But we will call you back probably in a couple of minutes. Oh, you got our number. You can call us in a couple of minutes. But in the meanwhile, we want to talk a little bit more about James Comey, because James Comey apparently fired, and it's starting to take up. Okay, we gotta hook you off for a second there. Okay, so James Comey gets fired, and Donald Trump, current President Donald Trump, future former President Donald Trump. What? Basil's saying, whoa, hold on. Basil's thinking, and while Basil's thinking, Walter's looking to come up here and probably trim some of the toenails of Basil's slippers. Come on, Walter, you can come up. Don't be shy. Don't take the whole 40-second work week and rub your face against one of the chairs. That doesn't count. That's not work. You gotta put in your work week. So Basil, where was I? Oh, so future former President Trump, and of course Basil wants to chime in that. Okay, I'll quote him. 2 to 1. Said he laid odds before Trump took office that Trump would not last a full year in office. That all the stuff he would do would make the Republican Party so angry at him. I mean, they were angry. Remember, they were angry at him during the primaries. I mean, they said this guy's not a Republican. He's not a conservative. He's basically all in it just for himself. And you're starting to hear echoes of that again. And the Republican Party apparently, or at least Basil predicted, the Republican Party will rise up against him and do whatever they can to get rid of him. PDQ, pretty darn quick. And will they chase him around Times Square, do you think? Basil got a little bit of a frightened look on his face. He said, said that too. He said, I'm not going to chase him around Times Square. I mean, he made that claim that he could shoot somebody in Times Square in broad daylight, and his folks would gather around and protect him and still love him. Well, what are the numbers looking like now, Basil? Okay, he's got his device down. Actually, he's got it in poking up out of this slipper. His where the wild things are, slipper. And he's he sees, all of a sudden, 2 days after Trump fired James Comey, he's back down at 35%, which I guess is I guess you would call his base. Basil, you're not implying that 35% of American voters are, well, I guess you could take your choice: homophobic, xenophobic, racist, stupid, insensitive, don't give a hoot. Okay, bow. Okay. Well, your ear is free to twitch now that the microphone's not on it. It's up on little Jeffrey Peterson's hand, because little Jeffrey Peterson's engaged. And we'll find out more about that later. But Basil got a little bit of a frightened look on his face, and he said, I wouldn't chase him around Times Square. Oh, the question about what are the numbers looking like? Basil's device, because my device is not hooked to the internet right this moment. It's just, But Basil's device is telling him, and I'm watching it on the screen, 35%. And my question to you was, does that mean that 35% of American voters, or 35% of those polled in a random poll, are either xenophobic? Oh, I forgot one. Agoraphobic. Afraid of cats. Xenophobic, homophobic, racist, idiots. Okay, Basil. Okay, here it comes. I'm going to adjust my necktie a little bit. It's a little crooked. Okay. Said, yeah, said all of the above. So, people are all those things? This 35% of America are all those things? Xenophobic? Agoraphobic? Okay, he's got one more thing to add. And he's got that snarky look on his face. Okay, he said, oh, I forgot. Science and truth resistant. Okay, so I gotta hold on. I gotta step up for a second because okay. Just take a look at Basil while I step up for a second. Okay. Good thing I got into the chair after I put my pants on. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to jostle you. Okay. So, we better do a commercial while we wait to see if they call us back in a couple of minutes. B&M baked beans, the original baked bean, 99% fat free, excellent source of fiber. You told me that you got a reach out from the Democratic National Committee and the Democratic Governors Association to do some ads for them. Okay. Basil said, Ixnay. So hey, turn those jerks down. Not doing any commercials for them because all they're doing is playing the same corporate game. Hey, speaking of Connecticut, Basil said, no, forget it, dork. I'm 10 steps ahead of you on that one. 109 representatives in Congress. 109 representatives in Congress are signed on in favor of single payer universal health care. 109. How many of those representatives do you think are from the liberal state of Connecticut? Don't hold your breath too long. 0. None of them. Matter of fact, Basil snuck into the auditorium at Bethel High School the other day, and he gave a question for one of the people to ask. And the question was, well, the question should have been, are you in favor of universal single-payer health care? But unfortunately, they misread the question Basil handed them and asked, what do you think of universal single-payer health care? And Representative Elizabeth Esty jumped right in and said, it's got no chance. Now, if the question were the correct one that Basil handed to that person to ask, they would have asked, what do you think? Not just what do you think, but are you in favor of universal single-payer health care? So she would have been pinned in the corner to say it was a yes or no question. Are you in favor of? And she couldn't have gone off on a tangent. So here's the thing. Apparently, we've got 5 folks in Connecticut in Congress. 5. But Basil's trying to take credit for this term, but it's not really. It's Phil Specht in Iowa that I know from 2004 that came up with this term, Congress critters. So, Basil, you could use it, Basil. Phil wants you to use it. Feel free to use it. But in the meantime, those 5 are all not amongst those 109. And but on the other hand, maybe you went to the one on Sunday, but I went to the one on Saturday with Senator Richard Blumenthal, who said without blinking, and his folks all concurred with this that we talked to prior to his team, that Senator Richard Blumenthal is in fact in favor of single-payer, universal single-payer health care, which would preclude the HMOs by necessity. And you know that the reason why the Congress critters are against it, or hoping that they can forestall it, is because of the insurance industry here in Connecticut, who I know that we the taxpayers are supposed to be paying these Congress critters salaries, but they get a lot of money from the insurance industry, and that's part of the problem. So I don't think he's going to call back. I don't think. Well, I guess it was a woman. Yeah, it was a woman. A woman with a kind of a low voice, calling back from Trump's team. So I don't know. We've got a couple more minutes in the show. So we'll you want to keep on talking about? Oh. And it does not show the caller's body below here. So never mind that person might be in the shower doing a selfie. It does not show below here. So that
everybody's going to be doing screenshots and enlarging and turning that into their wallpaper. So thanks so much. You're awesome.
You can't see you though. What do you mean enlarge it?
Do the screenshot for watching on this phone.
We gotta tell them about it. Tell them how to do it.
Oh sure. You want me to show you how to make? No. Fuck you.
That was a rhetorical question, by the way. Are you going to do it? You're not going to do it, and nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to make a difference anyway. But at any rate, so are you still waiting for us to give you some? Should we name names? Well, we can't really because we're out of time. Then Basil BuddhaCat presents. Maybe we'll pick up with our friendly Trump agent in Sunday morning show. Are you open on Sunday?
Fuck you, of course we are.
And then Basil BuddhaCat presents. I'm David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, interpreter-in-chief, Gopher, and we'll see you Sunday morning.
Bye, baby.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Meow.